That sumbitch is tough as woodpecker lips.
The Southern Saturday Podcast.
Oh, well, come on, son. You couldn't whoop a pitcher of meat.
It's like giving your ears a big glass of sweet tea.
Come on, boy. Shit.
Drink up and enjoy.
Do another episode of the Southern Saturday Podcast. I got a good buddy of mine with me down here today, Mr. T. Farr, Tyler Farr.
What's up?
What's going on?
What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's been a little bit.
I was in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you was in Atmore at the Wind Creek Casino.
Yeah, Repton. Got to visit that establishment. I think they're putting in a stoplight next year.
That'll be an upgrade from what they got going on.
It was something. No, I had a little show down there and figured I'd holler at you and come jump on your.
That casino you're staying at, it's pretty. It's like the nicest thing Atmore's got to offer.
I've passed it going to the beach. Never stayed at. That's where these people put me up, and I was surprised when I got in there.
I'm telling you, dude, they got a bowling alley in there. Movie theater.
Play pigeon shooting room. No, they don't have that, but
I was about to say, do they? I mean, that's believable in Alabama, though.
It is. It was super nice, though. Yeah, and I've been down here a lot before I knew you.
Yeah. It's a nice spot, man. Everybody that comes down here, they're like, man, I didn't know Alabama looked like this. Well, the rest of it doesn't. This is the only part. We're on the water. The rest of Alabama doesn't look anything like this.
It's like people that go to Biloxi.
Right, exactly. Same thing.
This is great. Like, you checked out the rest of Mississippi?
The beach is gray, but yeah, it's great.
Man, this Beau Rivage it's the shit, man.
Oh, the Beau Rivage is nice.
Yeah,
it's
and they're like, man,
nice.
this is great. I love Miss. I was like, yeah, head up north.
Yeah.
Take a look around, then tell me.
So you said you was going to tell me about you picking up a habit again.
I hadn't. Okay. Mom, just so we're all aware, my wife is going to kill me for this, but first step is to admit it.
Before you even start, I used to do that when I met my wife, and I'm talking about hated it.
Anal.
Yes, exactly. What are you talking about? I was talking about anal. Now, she still gives me anal. That's all it is.
Hey, one strap on will solve a lot of things.
It will. It cure marriage. They say an apple a day, but
yeah,
a strapple a day.
Strap on a day will take the worry away. I guess that's what Grandma used to say. It's funny. I told you I would tell you this in secret, and since we aren't being filmed, I'll go ahead and spill it out. But
no,
we
can cut this if you need to.
Also, what Grandma used to say is "fuck it."
That's right.
Love her. But so this past month, I've been going and going and going. We had the NWTF convention, which you went with me to last year.
Had a blast.
You came.
So much fun.
We had a big time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Which I always love. I get to see my buddies and my buck commander buddies. They's all up there. I dipped entirely too much. Because that's like
you wallered out.
Well, it's a nervous tick.
Is there's a thing.
You get wound up and stuff, and we all have our, vices and stuff, which you shouldn't have as many as I do, but that's whatever it is, what it is. But so I'll put a dip in when I get nervous. Well, I put a lot of them in that week, and honestly, way too many. But my lip it was hurting. I could not. Yeah, you dipped for a minute, didn't you?
But dude, I mean, barely.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a sunflower seed problem for a little while. And that'll really rot your cheek out. I mean, that salt will get you.
Man, I was on this pineapple for a
Yeah,
minute.
exactly.
Yeah, them pumpkin seeds, they tore me up too.
They will.
Feel good going in, not out.
No, I was a smoker. That was my thing. I was a big smoker.
Well, so dipping, and everybody that dips knows this. Like you can dip too much, and it'll mess your gums up.
Yeah.
And they were burning, so I was like, okay, I can't. I mean, it literally, my gums started burning, so I was like,
You
well,
still wanted nicotine.
I did,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, I'm gonna buy some cigarettes. So I, at the ripe age of 41, I started smoking last week.
Dude.
It's like, I don't
well,
know.
even
It
my-
was
even-
like, it's
even
like,
a-
you know what? I'm 41.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck
It's
it.
time.
It's fuck it.
Yeah, like Grandma said.
I'm already dying.
Even then, when I started smoking, I picked it up too late. Like, I didn't start smoking until I was like 22 years old, which is kind of old for a vice to develop. Usually people, when you talk to people that have smoked their whole life, you're like, when did you have your first cigarette? They're usually like 11.
But you know what? It's like, it kind of scares me because I'm like, what's next week going to look like?
Yeah.
Like,
Heroin.
hey, little meth.
Right.
Hey, some crystal.
Yeah,
some,
just a little bit.
Crack rock. Some
A little bit. I've heard, Grandma said a little bit won't hurt you.
Yeah, a little LSD. I mean, what's the next month?
Little
looking?
heroin never killed anybody. It's usually a lot of heroin.
No. I'm like, I'm going to do stem cell in a week.
Right.
So,
How long after the stem cells do you got to hold off on the heroin?
they didn't say. I couldn't. I can't drink for like 3 months after the stem cell stuff.
But you can smoke.
No. The
So
smoking.
you might as well get it all in before you
Well,
go.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah. If you want to try heroin, I would try it now.
I don't think meth or heroin's one of those things you just try.
Well,
I think it's once you hit it, you don't quit it.
gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug. But like, no, I'm not planning on smoking. Like
Right.
my lip hurt.
Well, everybody that you're talking, everybody that
This
I've
makes
ever,
perfect redneck sense.
It does. It does. Everybody that I've ever talked to that's smoking, even when I smoked, they were always quitting. You know what I mean? You want me to tell you what did it for me? I read a book. And this is no shit. This is not bullshit.
Is it Harry Potter?
No, that's Courtney's bullshit over there. I don't know how y'all do that shit.
Well, I read every single one.
But I listened to a girl. It was Nikki Glazer, comedian on Joe Rogan, and she was talking about how she used to smoke every day, and she read this book, and Joe was like, "You read a book?" And same thing everybody else says. She's like, "Joe, I'm serious," and she said the name of the book, and I read it on night shift, and never wanted another cigarette.
What did it say?
And see, everybody's like, "What did it tell you how bad smoking is for you?" I'm like, "No, didn't you already know that? You knew that before you read the book." It just tells you about your brain pretty much and how after 24 hours, the nicotine's gone from your body. So everything after that is just in your mind that you want it. It's gone. I didn't mean to hit you with such a revelation.
This is deep.
8 minutes in, but
This is deep.
I'm just telling you that that's what made me quit. Really. I got with her, read a book, quit.
All right, I'm gonna.
I'm not saying you should quit. You should probably keep smoking, but I'm just
No,
saying.
I should not. I should not. I should.
Even if you wanted to, I got a book you could read. And listen to what
I'm just
listen,
trying to
hold on.
listen. I'm just trying to process this, like, because some people,
Try their whole life.
we had to quit different. I mean, does alcohol work the same way?
They said they got a book for that too. So I don't know. Listen to the name of the book. When you hear the name of the book, you're gonna be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Stephen
It is-
and the Sea Captain or something.
No, it's called Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. Doesn't that sound like a bullshit book? It sounds like a bullshit book. But it did work. It sounds like a made up book.
Sounds like if you can't quit smoking, you're a pussy. I thought that would be the book.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that, if you type that into AI and told him to give you a synonym, it would say that.
God Almighty.
It would say, if you can't quit smoking, you're a
Yeah.
pussy.
If Jesus can do it, so can you. That's what.
Right. He had a bad smoking problem, I heard.
Yeah, it was bad. He got over it. No, like just a book. Because like people struggle with smoke. You just read a damn book. I was just
did.
trying to process
And dude,
that.
look, they tell you while you're reading it to smoke as much as you want. So I'm on night shift reading this book, kind of getting worried that this is going to be one of my last cigarettes. So I'm smoking more while I'm reading this book. And then I got to the end, and I remember coming home, and I left like the last chapter. I was like, I don't think I'm ready yet. I'm not ready to quit yet. And then as soon as I got done with it, I threw a pack of cigarettes away, and I didn't want them anymore. It was the weirdest. It probably hypnotized me or something. I don't know.
And it's called what?
Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking.
I don't have a smoking problem yet.
I'm not saying you do.
I
I'm just
have
telling
other-
you how
there's
I
o-
quit.
there's other problems.
I was a pack and a half, 2 packs a day guy. I had a problem.
That's just for smoking?
Just smoking and eating. I need to read a book about eating. Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Eating. I don't know if he has one.
need one
Alan, if you don't have one,
I need one.
can you write me something?
The Allen that's like easy way to quit dipping.
You need like a hyphen, like a
I need a
dipping,
smoking.
drinking, smoking. You need a combo book.
Yes.
Alan, get on that.
Like just I think it's just him being just like, hey, this book's called Get Your Shit Together.
Yeah, could you Alan, just come out with a get your shit together
It's
book?
called Be Better.
Yeah, be better today than you were yesterday. Mm-hmm. Dude, I've been waiting on you to come on here to talk about when we went to Tracy Lawrence's golf tournament last year. Do you remember? You remember when those guys hit Gary Allen
Oh God, yeah.
and how bad we messed with them? Like they were so distraught about it. They came up there and they're like, "We're so sorry." And, you know, Gary's super nice. He's like, "No, it's
he didn't
fine.
give
It's
a damn."
fine. It's fine." And they drive off, and me and you were still sitting there like, "That was fucking Gary Allen you just hit." It's no big deal. It's just number one singer songwriter Gary Allen you just hit with that golf ball.
Well, he didn't feel
Those
a thing.
those
He was
guys-
3 blunts deep.
Oh my God, dude! I told people Gary Allen's tolerance for fun is
It's
up
hot.
there.
It's up there. It's up there. Yeah. But it's funny. They act like he would be all pissed off, and he's like,
Oh, dude, they were distraught because
It's
they
fine.
were just like a boat company or something. So it's just some random teenage kids that just hit Gary Allen with a golf ball.
"Yeah." I was like, "Man."
He didn't even care. He's like, it landed in my cart.
And
Here's your ball.
And we just roll with it. We're like, "Man, he's pissed.
Yeah, he is furious. He don't want
Damn.
to tell y'all, but he's livid right now.
He's madder than the Keebler elf's got the motor to fudge packer.
He said he's calling Tracy as soon as this is over.
No, it's
You won't be back.
you're gonna die. You're gonna get murdered tonight." But he did not care.
Not
No,
at all.
Well, that's been. I mean, to be honest, like it's been cool to. I feel like you were kind of hitting full stride right when I kind of met you,
Right.
but it's been cool to see you grow. You were still working at the steel mill.
Yep, I sure was. I was on, first time you ever called me, I was on night shift. I was at work.
Yeah, I mean, I FaceTime. You're like, well, I'm working at the steel mill. And then I remember this summer, you said, you were able to quit your job, and
Drug up.
so that's got to be a big deal. So that's
And part of it, I tell people this, part of it was getting home from that golf tournament. So I got home with a golf tournament, playing partners with Tyler Farr. Gary Allen's in our group. I'm at the celebrity golf tournament that we play for charity. And then the next day, I got to go to the steel mill at work. And I told Courtney, there's something about this just ain't right. It ain't sitting with me good.
Man, I'll be honest, there's 100% is right. Like, you're a worker and you got to do what you got to do.
I know, but I just, at that point, I could have already quit. And I was just,
Well,
it was scary. It's one of them
It
things.
is, but it's sometimes it ain't all about that. Like, I mean, I didn't even know I had enough money to afford a house.
Right.
And this was after Redneck Crazy won #1, and I remember
Get
calling.
2 houses.
My daughter called it Daddy's house and Mama's house because that's where Daddy goes when he don't want to piss Mama off.
I wouldn't leave that place either, that fucking man cave school.
But like, it's probably how you was raised and kind of how I ain't really had money my whole life.
Shit no, dude.
So-
I was keeping the Alabama stereotype alive in that trailer.
So yeah, and so like, and I thought my house was funny.
you don't
back
know
and,
until
go back
you go.
and I played a show in my hometown years ago. I go back and see the house I lived in, and I thought it was like a night, like a.
Well, yeah, you don't know.
And
As
it
a
was
kid,
nice,
you
it was
don't.
fine.
Yeah, but as a kid, you don't know until you see like another kid's house
And I
or
thought
something.
this field that
yeah,
we played football in right next to my house was a field. Turns out it was a 20 by 20 patch of grass.
yeah.
But by God, I was returning kickoffs like Deion Sanders.
Exactly.
But I went back and I was like, damn, we were poor as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's, it's, I've never didn't come from money or and both my parents worked hard, but like most of the parties in high school I went to were in double wides.
Right, exactly.
You want to get fancy in modular home.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, our trailer was so shitty that my grandpa, whenever he built a house with his retirement, he gave the trailer away. He didn't charge anybody for it. I don't know if anybody would have paid anything for it. He gave it away.
But yeah, and that's like, so point being, like, once I had like any success at all, like I didn't know, I was so used to not having money like you grew up that I wasn't aware. So I called my manager. I'm like, hey, this may have been after tune-up. I think it was after Redneck Crazy. I'm not sure, but I know it was at least after that. But I called my manager and I said, hey, you think I can buy a double wide and like 10 acres?
That's so funny.
I did. I swear to God. If I'm lying,
no, I don't think you're lying at all.
dying.
It's fucking hilarious.
and I was living above my landlord Clarence's garage, and he smoked and he'd watch NASCAR
yeah.
on the weekends, and he'd smoke down there to come up through my air vents.
Yeah.
And I remembered I did like date this Miss Oklahoma chick, talk to her, was courting her for a minute. And I remember bringing her and her friend over there and like, they was expecting,
This is after Redneck Crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny, dude. That's great. This is a great story.
She's expecting like an infinity pool. And
Right.
instead I have my bloodhound, Cooter Brown.
Was that his name?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And that was the reason he's tattooed right on my
I've seen. Yep. Show
on
the
the
world.
arm.
Yep.
Right there. Cooter. Not the one they're thinking of, but
But we love them both.
yep, we do. But, he's in the back. I bought this place. I was playing with Colt Ford and passed it on the way to a music video shoot he was doing. Chicken and Biscuits he was doing.
Yeah.
And I needed a place that my bloodhound could roam around.
Frolic.
Yes. And I called him and got it. And that's the whole reason I bought it. So I'm basically in a Patrick Swayze Roadhouse situation.
Yeah. Well, who was the doctor? This Miss Oklahoma lady?
She was not a doctor. No, she wasn't a doctor. Still isn't. And, but I remember like bringing her that we know, oh shit.
That's fine.
But I remember like, it's my wife, don't worry about it, it's fine. But, then they were expecting like something. So, oh, he got hit, or he's got,
He's a golden shower.
And I mean, you've known me for a minute now, and I haven't really changed a whole lot, as you can probably imagine, since I've kind of started
Yeah, I figure.
till now. And so they were expecting like me to have a freaking Maserati and infinity pool, and they come up to a roadhouse, a redneck situation. And that's what it was. It was a one bedroom, one
Smoke
bathroom.
coming through the vents.
Smoke coming through the vents from Clarence, big NASCAR fan. And it was just kind of, they were so let down. Yeah, they looked like them some bitches looked like they was defeated.
I bet they were.
They're like, huh. So I slept on a couch. They slept in my bed.
Oh my God.
They literally,
At least they were nice enough to stay.
they were, and they're real nice ladies. They slept on my couch. There was like living room, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen that ran into the living room. It was a loft.
Yeah. Literally a loft.
And they were expecting like the full
country star experience.
Oh yeah, and by God, they got it.
They got outlaw country experience.
They got it. It was just
They probably still tell this story just the same way you do. It's the opposite. Like they tell it a little different than you do, but they still tell it.
they probably church it up a bit, but not good at that. But it was just I just remember that, and it's a funny piece of time. But like I was saying, it's like me kind of, and it's probably why we get along. I'm pretty humble guy, and you're extremely humble guy, and I think that you like continuing to work and needing to work. You're just providing for your family and just want to do.
Dude, it was just it was scary, is what it was. I knew I could provide doing this, but I wasn't positive that it wouldn't. It could go away tomorrow. It still could, I guess. And if it did, I guess I just had to go back to work.
Well, my wife just married me because I was a country music singer.
Right, exactly.
Country music star.
She's told me that.
Yeah, she very materialistic lady.
I asked her about. I said, how is Tyler? Is he, because it was before when the first time I ever met her.
He's not making as much damn money.
And she said, well, I don't know much about him as a person, but I just know that he makes a lot of money, so that's why I'm here. And I said, well, that's nice.
Well, well, speaking of that, and I'm joking, but as you know,
I am too, yeah.
But my wife's first trip with me on the road, it was lovely. It was like a damn Nicholas Sparks book.
Oh yeah.
We were in a 1994 Ford Econoline,
Hot start.
12-passenger van pulling a U-Haul trailer, going to Wise, West Virginia.
Was she in the U-Haul trailer?
We were sharing a bench.
Oh, okay, good. That's nice.
And I think this is the one where the U-Haul trailer fell off the hitch and passed us.
Yeah, okay.
I
I believe you.
I ain't shit.
I had that happen with a boat one time. It didn't pass me, but I watched it in the rear view on the interstate. I said, motherfucker.
And it was,
should I just keep going?
It was on her birthday. It was on her birthday. And there was this these it was a rap group that were karaokeing the tracks.
Yeah, okay.
It's two black fellas, and they is
Yin Yang Twins.
it was something or Wu-Tang, whatever they are,
Yeah.
the Wu-Tang Claw. The Woody.
Woody and the Blowfish.
Woody and the Blowfish. Yeah. The Woo Woo Twins. Yeah, something like that. But they was opening up, and I remember there was putt Myrtle Beach golf course, green grass on the catwalk, and they were opening, and it was I guess for her, it's when you know it, you know it.
Right.
She saw me on that turf.
Mm-hmm. And she knew.
All sexy.
This guy's going to make a lot of money one day.
But, oh, yeah, she had to nut. I probably just reeked of cash.
Yeah, and especially a dirty Myrtle. I mean, that's where,
But it was.
That's where everybody shines.
I remember it was her birthday. So we got back to the hotel. It was probably a La Quinta Inn, because back in the day, I had several cards that got declined at La Quinta Inns.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't have enough money, and sometimes I would use my merch money to pay for the hotel in cash because my cards would not work.
Declined, yeah.
And we was staying there, and it was I think it was a dry county.
Oh, yeah.
It was her birthday, and I was
of those.
I'm going to get you some champagne, honey.
I got you Welch's grape juice
We're
instead.
going to do this right. We're going to get drunk as a billy goat. Bang all night.
And damn right.
And there wasn't any liquor
Couldn't get any
or
champagne.
anything to be had anywhere. So it was Overwatch Lifetime till we fall asleep.
Exactly, because I'm not that good. You know, if you're not drunk, then I'm not really going to impress you.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going for.
Exactly, yeah.
But no, it was, that's kind of...
Dude, you just something funny you bring up the La Quinta Inn. Like when I have people down here, I don't know. You don't know what hotels are nice in your own hometown because you don't stay at them. Why would you, you know? And so Brittany Smith was one of my first guests, and I was like, I'm going to put you up at the La Quinta Inn right there in Satsuma. And she's thank God she's so nice. She's Georgia, real down to earth like us, like redneck. And she's like, I've named this roach in my room Skeeter. She's like, there's handprints all over the walls where people's got bent over against the fucking...
What'd you say about Skeeter?
That's what she named the roach.
Skeeter?
That was in her room. She's named it Skeeter.
Hey, from Georgia?
Yeah, he must be. And she said there was handprints all over the walls where people were getting bent over the couches and shit. She said there was all kinds of hookers in the parking lot.
Oh, God.
I said, oh, fuck.
People getting railed.
She's like,
for
I'm
days.
fine. She's like, but from now on, maybe like your new podcast, put them somewhere else.
You said Skeeter, and she was from Georgia, and I was like, because I have a buddy named Skeeter.
Is he from Georgia?
Yes.
Wow.
From
What are
about
the
Pine
odds?
Mountain.
Maybe that's just a common Georgia name.
His name's Skeeter Cotton.
Skeeter Cotton. What's his real name?
Skeeter Cotton.
Okay, and that's fair enough. Well, with Georgia, I believe that. People make fun of Alabama, but everywhere I've been's worse.
Listen, I'm going to call him. If he answers,
Will we understand it?
I want him to tell you this blooping pigeon story.
Okay. Look at this.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
hey, you out there in your shop?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
What the hell? Hey, it ain't a party till the cops show up.
Jesus, are you on duty?
Yeah, I'm on duty.
Well, I see a couple folks you probably could arrest. Doing this podcast right now with my buddy Justin Stagner. He's the Southern Grandpa. Cheeseburgers. Yeah, you're right there. Say hello.
Hey,
How's it going, fellas?
what's going on? What's up?
So, I was.
Brave shirt on too.
He was talking about this gal from Georgia and named this room Skeeter. And I was like, Georgia and Skeeter? I was like, well, shit. I'm going to call Skeeter. So I want you to tell him your blooping pigeon story.
Oh, hey, yeah, let me get out of here. Well, we were young and we raised racing pigeons. And we'd take them downtown on the bus in a shoebox. And we'd let them loose at the theater. And they'd fly back up there to Bellwood to the coop. We'd race them. This man saw me in the crystal down there. And he said, what you got in that box, boy? I told him. He said, you gonna race that pigeon? I said, yes, sir. I said, but I don't never win. He said, you got to bloop that pigeon. I said, what are you talking about, bloop a pigeon? He said, what you got to do, you got to pull them feathers back, blow up his asshole. Put your thumb on him and hold your thumb on him until you let him loose. And I did. And that damn thing won. So I'm a firm believer in blooping.
I was going to tell him that story, but I figured you'd be a better person.
It was amazing.
But the man, he pulled out a damn old Henry pocket knife and cut one of them clear crystal straws. He said, if you don't want to put your lips on his butt, stick that straw up and poof on it. But I didn't. I just blew right in it.
That's a save you from pink eye.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, hey, I'll holler at you in a minute. I had to have you tell that story.
That's a hell of a story he just told us.
Blowing in a pigeon's ass.
I thought when he started it, I really thought it was going to be a joke.
It's not a joke.
No, it's not
It's
a joke.
real.
He's really blooping pigeons.
He is blown in a pigeon's butthole.
And held his thumb on it until he let him go.
You didn't know what you're going to get when you got
And then
me
I
on this
bet the
podcast.
pigeon fucking... It was fart propulsion. It was just like you ever blew a balloon up and then just
let
let
it
it go.
That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
It's science.
That's a firm believer in blooping a pigeon.
It's science.
I wonder would that work for Jackson next time he's got a relay race?
Yeah, just get you a straw.
Big old straw, fill him up with air. And
this is going to hurt you more. It's going to hurt me.
Yeah, just hold it
Stick
and
a
let
big
him go.
one of them big old yogurt straws in his ass and say, Skeeter Cotton told me this works.
Plug it with a champagne cork and just let him blow it out when he's ready to roll.
Yeah. And then if someone's but trailing him, pop him right in the eye.
Exactly. And that's how we win state.
And that's how my son won state.
Exactly.
No, that was a real deal. You said Skeeter and you said Georgia, and I'm like, oh, hell. Because I got all kinds of stories in me. I just forget them sometimes.
I like how the guy offered him a straw and he's like, nah, I'd rather go lips to pigeon ass.
Raw dog it.
Raw dog it, yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to be like a coffee straw for a pigeon's asshole, wouldn't you think?
You probably need to go to Georgia and do a podcast with Skeeter Cotton.
It might be worth it.
I can't even tell the other stories.
He seems like the Roll Tide Willie version of Georgia.
Pretty much,
Right.
yes. No, he's up there. You met my buddy Philip Culpepper.
Yeah, I did at NWT.
And that's when he was saying Roger's about to be over there. It's Philip's daddy. This man has Real Tree Farms for like 30 years. But yeah, I used to hang out there. I've lived a pretty long life.
Yeah. And you're 40 years.
41. Yeah. So
that's good though. That's the kind of life you want to look back on and be like, man, I've done a lot of shit. All right, now this is my turn to be obnoxious. Yeah, but it's good to look back on your life and be like, I've lived a lot of lifetimes in this little 41 years.
well,
Because I kind of feel the same way when I start talking to people. They're like, "Damn, man, you've done a lot of shit." I'm like,
well,
I
yeah,
guess
you kind of forget about it.
you do until somebody brings it up and you're like, "Oh
hell.
shit, yeah, I did
forgot
do
about
that."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, it was like that was back when we was talking about being broke or, not having a lot of, like that was, I remember driving to my buddy Philip's place down in Georgia to hang out, and because we've been best friends since we were 21, and my manager literally called me. This was like right when I was starting out.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm headed down a Culpepper's turkey hunt. She's like, you ain't got enough money to drive down there. Which I was just,
Well, I'm going.
and I didn't hit the brakes or anything. I was like,
Right,
well,
exactly.
shit, I'm on my way. And I was like,
The greatest things in life you don't need money for.
well, yeah, and I believed in myself. I'm, and I'm a Christian man. I believe in God and things just, I'll be taken care of one way or another. So I never really worried. Like I was like,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. That's like my slogan.
No, yeah.
It's like, it'll be fine.
That's the same way I am. Now, Courtney, I don't know how Hannah is, but Courtney's the, oh my God, what are we going to do type of person.
Oh, God. Yeah, my wife's
And I'm
making
like,
plans. She's
I'll worry
got
about
to
it when it
have
gets
a
there.
schedule, making plans. What are we going to do with it? I'm like, hell, we'll figure it out.
Courtney will tell me the worst case scenario about anything. Like a check engine light will come on. And I'll be like, that's probably fine. We'll take it Monday. And she'd be like, but what if all the wheels come off, the axles break, and we flip over a bridge?
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
we all die.
And ball of fire, and then we land in the water, and my neck breaks, and now I'm drowning.
You're
I'm
like, honey,
what
well, it's meant to be.
Yeah. What's wrong
But yeah,
with you?
I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of a, well, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we come to
Me
it.
too. Same way.
And that's just, because, and to be honest,
Well, it's not going to do you any good.
well, it ain't
worry
going to do you
about
any
it.
good. And I'm a firm believer that stress causes more deaths
Oh, yeah.
than liquor.
That's the kind
than
of shit that causes cancer.
tobacco, than anything. People just worry themselves today, and like getting on, especially now with online and stuff, getting on there and thinking, actually giving a shit about what people are saying about them and what they think about them. And, I got to be this level because this person has this.
Exactly.
I need
a
to
lot
have
of
that.
Comparing. That's what it is.
And I'm like, well, good for him. Whatever. Like, I moved to Nashville.
People don't understand that those people actually have nothing to do with you.
No.
It has nothing to do with you. Even if they're doing better than you, it still has nothing to do with you at all.
Well, it doesn't control your happiness either.
No, at all.
Yeah, if that's what makes you happy, if you need to buy a Lamborghini I just happen to have different tastes than those people. Like when I moved to Nashville, people are like, "What were your goals?" I'm like, I don't know. I guess I should have set higher goals. I'm like, I was just good at singing.
Yeah.
And I knew I was good, and I wasn't really great at anything else, but I was at that. Mm-hmm. And that's why I moved there. And my goal was like, man, I love to sing on the Opry. I love to, because my granddaddy died. He wanted to see me sing on the Opry. And that was one of my goals. And to have a tractor, a farm.
Yeah.
And a wife.
Check.
Preferably with big titties. And that's a check. And, and a fan.
Where do you think you'd be if you let's say singing didn't pan out? What you think you'd be doing? Something special, Waffle House cook or something?
I don't know.
Construction.
I have no.
I would still be at the steel mill. I know what I'd be doing.
I don't know. I've never.
Easy.
There's never been a plan B for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Just this. It was probably what I was supposed to do. And,
I agree with it. It is what you're supposed to do.
I don't even, because I worked at O'Charlie's, worked at Taco Bell, worked at Applebee's, worked at a movie theater.
What was your favorite?
Worked at Nico Seeds. I was killing rats with a pitchfork and sacking seed.
What was your favorite job that wasn't singing?
I worked. This is gonna throw you for one now. I'm an onion. I got a bunch of layers.
You're
worked,
blooming though.
Thank you, Dad. I worked at I lived in Nashville. I moved to Nashville when I was about 21 or so. Was there for a couple years, 3 years. It gets blurry when we start going back to that time.
Yeah.
Because that was 20 years ago. And I started bouncing at Tootsie's, working the door, and eventually started singing. Did that for a couple years. And just had to get out of there. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't want to end up being just a bar singer my whole life. And I didn't know how to do it. And I moved back, moved in with my aunt and uncle in the Lake of the Ozarks, southern Missouri, and, started to look. This is when people found jobs in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking through it.
Wanted ads. And
I'm like, man, I don't, and I found this job for, for this rehabilitation facility for kids. And, I prayed about it a little bit, and I was like, man, if this is supposed to be, then I don't know what I'm going to do, because I didn't know if I was going to go back to college. I was just kind of in a weird transitional period in my life, which I believe that happens a few times,
of course,
in your life. I mean, just with how the world changes around you. But I ended up getting the job when I was a recreational therapist at this rehabilitation facility, in-house rehabilitation facility called Kalo for kids. These are kids that had affect disorder, trauma. Usually kids that got sexually abused, saw some traumatic experience. Like one girl saw her dad kill her mother.
Rough. In
front of her. Like, these kids have been through, and there's only a handful of maybe 10, and they're from the ages of I think 12 to 17. And
which is probably the most troubled ages for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some stuff, and I loved it though, because I just, I really did. I can't tell you why, but it was sad too. It was hard because I had to read their history and what they
exactly.
And it just, some of the stuff's just hard to fathom, any of it. But, I mean, I would find razor blades in kids' tissue boxes. You know, had to, tackle a girl that was running for a butcher knife to, it was crazy. But I got a lot out of it.
I bet you did.
And I would like to sing to them, you know, because they were staying there year round. They didn't go home.
Right.
And a lot of them, you know, a lot of them came from wealthy. It was a very expensive facility, and a lot of them came. So I don't know why they had my ass there, but.
Well, yeah, but, you know, people don't think that those type of kids have problems. They do. They got fucking.
And their parents didn't know what to do with them, so they would send them there. And it's sad is to say, not all of them, but like some parents would like come once a year, twice a year.
I know, isn't that crazy?
And you know, me having a daughter now, it's just.
You can't wrap your mind around it.
It's impossible.
Yeah. I think about that all the time. Even stuff is not that bad. Let's just say it's one of those things where, like, some kids got a dad that they only see once every 6 months. I'm like, wow, I just can't wrap my mind around.
It's hard to, I would sing to them, you know, in the evenings, whatever, before they go to bed and stuff. And they'd, why don't you move back to Nashville? I'm like, you know, I don't know. You know, and at that point in time, I was beating myself up pretty good. Like, I'm probably just not good enough.
Right, exactly.
You know, because, you know.
Well, you were probably meant to be there then. And those kids give you that little bit of that. I mean, y'all are helping each other, whether you even realize it or not.
So what I was doing there is, like, I would take them, like, wakeboarding and fishing and stuff and, you know, extracurricular activities with them. And then, like, I worked there a whole summer, and then Red Akins called me. And that's when I moved to Nashville. He heard my demo I did years ago from a hunting buddy of mine. So it's funny how everything all intertwines.
I was about to say, I don't even think that I knew that's how you got back into Nashville. That's a cool story.
Yeah, Red Akins called me and said, man, you plan on moving back? I said, I mean, if you want to work with me. And he was just starting to really, he'd already had several hits as a singer, and he was really starting to write. And, you know, I started writing that summer quite a bit. And he was like, man, I think you got it. You know, if you move back here, I'd love to work with you. And I put in my notice and end up moving back to Nashville and was living with my booking agent, which is still my booking agent today. And I think I was like 23 when I moved back there, 24.
Wow.
And, you know, wasn't drinking at the time. I went back there and was doing landscape work and living with my booking agent. That's still my booking agent. And
isn't it crazy though? You go back and look at life sometimes, and it's just, you can see that one little thing, like Red Akins making a phone call to you, or just like me taking a video of Courtney in my kitchen one day. It's just the one thing.
Well,
and you don't know if it might have still went that way without it, but it's just, you look back and you see that one thing that was different, that kind of was a catapult.
And it was, to be completely honest, I was like wanting to be in the outdoor industry, the hunting industry.
Yeah.
So I was like writing songs for hunting shows and going to these conventions. And that's where I met my buddy Alex Rutledge that was in the hunting industry.
Yeah.
That got my CD to Red Akins. So, and now I'm with Buck Commander. And it's just funny how, like, everything's kind of full circle.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've known Willie Robertson since I was playing in Colt Ford's band.
Well, the only reason that I got to do all the Buck Commander shit, even the Texas hunt, the duck call room with the Duck Dynasty guys, is only because you reached out to me on Instagram one time. It's the same thing. It's just one thing that kind of, now we're buddies with all these people.
Yeah, it's just funny because, like, Willie, I met him. God, I was 24 years old playing. I'm 41 now, and I was playing in Colt Ford's band, and we played at Rab's Steakhouse outside of West Monroe, Louisiana. And Colt knew Willie. Colt was big that time, and this is before Jason Aldean even recorded Dirt Road Anthem.
Yeah.
And, you know, Colt wrote it, and he was playing it. We were touring a lot with Brantley Gilbert, and we were playing this steakhouse or something, and Willie shows up, and remember he got up and sang there with Anthony. And that's when I first met him. And then, like, I remember when I was signed with Sony and they asked, my first 2 singles went to crap, did not do, peaked at like 52 and whatnot. And I decided to release Redneck Crazy, and Sony had a video treatment for this song and sent it to me and said it'd be cool to have like a cameo, like any buddies you have that are like famous or. And I didn't have a bunch of, but like.
Right. Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I probably not. And like, it'd be cool to have someone like, because this was right when Duck Dynasty was about to
And it's fucking,
pop.
Yeah.
Like it was just starting to. And they said it'd be cool to have someone like Cy Robertson or Willie Robertson or, the Duck or someone like that. And I was like, okay. So I called Willie. I was like, hey, man. Because I'd been touring with Colt and Lee Bryce, knew Willie. So I called Colt and Lee. You want to be in my video? Yeah. Called Willie. I was like, hey, man, would you want to do a video, be in a video of mine? He's like, yeah, sure. You want to do it down here where we filmed the episode of World's Largest Duck Call? I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that'd be great. So I called Sony. I'm like, yeah, I got Willie Robertson. And they're like, well, how the hell did you do that? And I was like, I called him.
And he said, yeah.
They're just, that's what, like, the reason all that happened is just from building relationships.
Exactly.
And having, like, good friends in your corner. And then, fast forward, what I'm getting to is, like, I remain in contact with Willie, and fast forward to, like, 5-6 years. I don't even know how long I've been a part of Buck Commander. But, Willie asked me to I started touring with Aldine and did it for 2 years, and then started hunting with Buck Commander. And then Willie, we're in Kentucky, and Willie asked me if I'd like to be a part owner in Buck Commander.
Yeah.
And it's just funny how it, like.
That's a full circle.
That's
a full circle, man.
Because all I wanted to do was hunt.
Yeah.
I was good at singing.
But you won't.
That's how I could make it, correct?
Yeah.
And then that comes along. So, I mean, I'm pretty blessed because I got
exactly
get to do the Buck Commander thing and sing and
and that's all you have to do.
It's not hard to find happiness.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hell, I'm just as lucky. My 2 favorite things to do is make people laugh and hunt. Do both of them. That's good.
Well, you're on the same path, my friend.
Well, dude, thank you for doing this. That was a blast. I had a good time. I always have a good time when we hang out.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Tell everybody where to check you out. I'll tag all your stuff in the thing. Y'all know Tyler Farr.
Yep. Go to my Instagram, TikTok, MySpace.
Listen to all his new songs. He's got a new one that'll probably be out by the time.
Twitter. It's out. The new one's out now. It just came out.
So then it's out now.
The other day. It's called Come to a Bar Near You. Check it out. You can go to tylerfarr.com. Hit me up.
All right, man. Thank you. Guys, we will see y'all later. Bye.
Peace.